Israeli Special Ops veteran Aaron Cohn and Congressman Brian Mast. Thank you both for being with us. Aaron, what are you seeing tonight? It looks like a full-on assault, and it looks like they're going for everything, not only their nuclear sites, but also their long-range missile sites. The story that emerged out of Axios today, as confirmed by my sources, was basically laying out a scenario that was their plan B to overwhelm the Iron Dome. That has been taken care of also tonight, or is being taken care of.
Yeah, Sean, so this Israel striking means that they didn't have a choice. This means that this was an intelligence-driven operation. It likely means that Iran was probably weeks away from going nuclear. And that's the reason why Israel went in as hard as they did and when they did. And so Iran is likely at the point where they're enriching uranium somewhere close to that 85%. And there's hiding sites, stalling negotiations with the president. They backed out of that, and building a launch-ready missile arsenal. That means that if Israel waits, it wouldn't be off the table. Iran would have used these weapons against Israel. So they struck first because that's what we have to do. And the Israeli Air Force, likely multiple phase offensive, Sean, the F-35s, targets were likely Natanz, the Fordow, and then those are Iran's core enrichment facilities, and then likely hit Isfahan, which is where that uranium gets processed. They would probably also have taken out Shahab and the Khebar missile platforms, and those are the long-range systems that are aimed or were aimed right at that moment at Tel Aviv and beyond. And in Tehran, the IRGC command that you just reported, right inside the capital, Israel's going to always go after that leadership and start trimming those nails and getting heads off those snakes. So, you know, this was a kill chain. That's what we'd call this. A kill chain through and through, preemptive. And it's not over. And the IDF obviously confirming that this is probably going to go on for a few more days. But Israel's doing what it has to do, trying to delay threats that are trying to eliminate us. And that's what you just saw play out here.
Brian Mast, also we welcome to the program. Mark Meadows is also with us. Brian, we'll go to you first. Get your take on what is unfolding tonight. I don't think Israel had an option. How many more tens of thousands of missiles are you going to allow the Iranians, either directly or through their proxies, to fire into that country?
Yeah, I think you asked the right question, but the way that we need to be asking that is this. Everybody has what's the response going to be by Iran? Well, you know what it's not going to be? It's not going to be a nuclear weapon. It's not going to be uranium. It's not going to be measured in kilotons and megatons. If there's a response, it's going to be high explosives measured in a couple thousand pounds. That's the big difference. That's why we need to be thanking Israel right now, because by doing this, they're saying we need to change the ballgame. We can't let Iran get to the place that they start operating the way that Russia and Putin operate, saying anytime that they want to, we're going to respond with a nuclear weapon. If we see this as a threat of war, we mean a nuclear act of war. We can't let Iran get to that point. And thank you, Israel, for making sure that they're not going to have a nuclear response.
The commander, Mark Meadows, of the Revolutionary Guards has been killed in this strike, once again showing superior intelligence of the Israelis, just like the pager incident is beyond superior. They have had to brace themselves for this inevitable moment, and getting close to weapons-grade enrichment is a risk they could not take from a country that has been firing tens of thousands of rockets at them.
Well, it's a risk that they couldn't take, but it's a risk that we couldn't take either, Sean. You know, one of the interesting things, there's going to be all kinds of armchair quarterbacks out there saying, well, you should have negotiated longer. Let me just tell you, as someone who has followed this particular issue for well over a decade, I can tell you that the Iranians are not honorable negotiators. And the only thing worse than a dishonorable negotiator is one with a nuclear weapon. And so they had every right to do it. They should do it. Obviously, in the Situation Room, you know, Peter Doocy's there reporting from the White House. There are certainly a number of the president's team in the Situation Room right now looking at what is happening in real time. I can tell you, he's got the best team there around him. But the patience that President Trump has shown in dealing with Iran really has brought us to this night, because we couldn't have waited any longer. We are weeks away from a nuclear Iran, which means that it would wreak havoc not only for Israel, but for America as well.
And the Supreme Leader, Aaron, was getting very, very arrogant in his comments by rejecting the president's offer. We've got 20 seconds. We'll let you comment on that.
Bihoshtar mizanet, dagi gavi bihiram, which means we'll hit you without warning, precise, strong, ruthless. Sean, Israel doesn't have any choice. The longer they wait, the closer Israel. It's about survival for Israel, so we struck first. And let that be a lesson to all the leaders of the IRGC. Israel's got assets everywhere. We're watching, and you did this to your country and flipped them all for us, so thank you.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have left this evening. Our prayers are with the people of Israel. Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. Can't. Stay with the Fox News channel. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.